Arteta receives a fresh response from Alvarez after making another approach for the World Cup winner, while Mourinho gives his approval to Real Madrid's interest in an Arsenal star. Meanwhile, Barcelona have reportedly set their sights on another Arsenal attacker, adding even more uncertainty around the Gunners' squad. Mikel Arteta has continued to push for the signing of Julian Alvarez and recently called the attacker again to reiterate that he wants him at Arsenal, where he believes the player would have an important role. Alvarez has been one of the world's best attackers since his time at Manchester City, which led to his big-money move to Atletico Madrid. However, the forward now wants to leave the Spanish club. The team Alvarez dreams of joining is Barcelona, and the Catalans have asked Atletico Madrid to sell him. However, Atletico have refused and insist that Alvarez will not be moving to any club this summer. Alvarez has been one of the most reliable players in the Atletico team, and the club have strengthened their squad as they look to challenge for trophies at the end of this season. Despite that, the attacker's desire to leave has kept the transfer situation in focus. Arsenal still want to sign Alvarez before this transfer window closes, and the Gunners believe the attacker could probably join them if they manage to convince him. Arteta therefore remains keen to make a personal effort to change the player's mind. This is why Arteta held fresh conversations with Alvarez over the phone. But Team Talk says the attacker made it clear to the Arsenal manager again that he wants to move to Barcelona. Alvarez told Arteta that he appreciates the interest, but the club he wants to join is Barça. Martin Zubimendi could struggle for regular playing time at Arsenal this season, following the arrival of Bruno Gyökeres, while the Spaniard could also be sold before the transfer window closes. Zubimendi only moved to the Emirates 12 months ago and played an important role as Arsenal won the league title and reached the Champions League final. His contribution made him an important member of Mikel Arteta's squad. The midfielder is expected to have an important role for Arsenal again this term, because he is one of the players Arteta trusts. However, that will only be the case if he remains at the club, with his future now potentially affected by the arrival of Gyökeres. In the last month, Chelsea and Real Madrid have been linked with a move for Zubimendi, and there is a clear reason why both clubs could be interested in signing him. The Spaniard has already attracted significant attention because of his performances since joining Arsenal. Zubimendi was linked with a move to Madrid before he moved to Arsenal, with Xabi Alonso their manager at the time. Alonso is now at Chelsea and still wants the Spaniard, meaning interest in the midfielder has remained despite his move to the Premier League. Madrid have also retained their interest in Zubimendi's signature, and Football 365 says their latest manager, Jose Mourinho, wants him to join the group and has now given Madrid the go-ahead to make the move happen. This could see Madrid step up their pursuit of the Arsenal midfielder before the transfer window closes. With competition for places increasing following Gyökeres' arrival, Zubimendi could face a difficult decision over whether to remain at the Emirates. Barcelona have been linked with a move for Victor Gyökeres as they continue their search for a replacement for Robert Lewandowski, who left them at the end of last season. The Catalans want Julian Alvarez to fill the void left by his departure and have been pushing to sign him from Atletico Madrid over the last few months. However, their Spanish rivals have refused to open the door for him to leave, and the Catalans are now tired of waiting. Although Barcelona have bolstered their attack in recent weeks, they still need a striker. They have now made Arsenal's Gyökeres one of their targets during the closing week of the transfer window. Gyökeres only moved to Arsenal a year ago and remains one of the most important players at the Emirates. However, a report in The Sun claims that the Catalans want him to join their team. Barcelona see Gyökeres as an ideal addition to their squad if they cannot sign Alvarez. The Swede could also be open to the move, which would potentially create further changes in Arsenal's attack. For Barcelona, the interest in Gyökeres represents another option as they attempt to resolve their need for a striker. Their pursuit of Alvarez has stalled because Atletico remain unwilling to allow him to leave, leaving the Catalans to consider alternative targets. A move for Gyökeres could also open the door for Arsenal to sign Victor Osimhen. The Gunners have recently reignited their interest in the Nigerian, and selling Gyökeres could provide them with an opportunity to reshape their attack. If Arsenal managed to sell both Gyökeres and Gabriel Jesus, they would have the funds and the space in their squad to sign Osimhen. Such a move would represent a significant change to the Gunners' forward options. Barcelona's interest could therefore have consequences beyond their own search for a striker. Gyökeres has only been at Arsenal for a year, but if the Catalans make their interest concrete, the situation could develop quickly before the transfer window closes. For now, Barcelona are considering Gyökeres as an alternative to Alvarez, while Arsenal may have to decide how they would respond to any serious approach for their striker.